Hello everyone, welcome to my online geography class KSK Geography. Here we are discussing about the methods of irrigation that we practice in India. In my last video, we discussed about the well and tube wells. One it was traditional methods, another it was modern methods. Now here we will discuss another traditional methods of irrigation, that is tank irrigation. Remember, tank irrigation we practice much more in southern India. Now there is a critical thinking based question again. Why you practice in the South India much more? Because South India having some natural advantage. South India is basically plateau area. There's a Deccan Plateau, right? And that area is made up with the solid, firm, igneous rocks. Now here the surface it will be solid and firm. So there water percolation it will be less, or you can say zero water percolation. On the other hand, the southern part of India receives rain due to the southwest monsoon. Due to these two advantages, that is maximum rain and solid firm base, here water naturally it can be stored within the surface because there's a plateau area, up and down landforms are there, so the low lying area the water can be stored easily, right? And this water it can be utilized for agricultural activity. That methods of irrigation is called tank irrigation. Now the tank irrigation practice basically Deccan Plateau or South India. Why? Because of the rocky land and soil non-porous. Water, mainly rainwater, cannot sink into the ground. Due to these two advantages, we practice rainwater harvesting in South India much more. There's the two other points there, that other methods of irrigation like the well we cannot dig, we cannot make the tube wells because we cannot drill it. So that's why other methods of irrigation is not possible. Even canal irrigation also not possible because the landform is up and down, undwelling landform. So for canal irrigation is required in the smooth slope. So that is also not available in that area. So that's why we practice that tank irrigation in southern part of India, because the other methods of irrigations are not possible here. Now, what are the disadvantages of tank irrigation? First of all, it covers the larger area. As a result, that area it cannot be utilized for any other activities, right? Next one, evaporation. As the water surface area is much more, as sunlight is there much stronger in southern part of India, so that's why evaporation also it will be very high and not perennial supply of water. Remember, tank irrigation's process is not perennial process. Why? Because the water it will be stored only during the rainy seasons. So that's why in the dry season when we require more water, that time tank irrigation we cannot utilize for supplying water. So these are the problems or drawback of tank irrigation. Now you just see over India map where we are practicing the tank irrigation much more. So these are the area where we are using the tank irrigation much more. Now one more methods of irrigation, that is called canal irrigation. Canal irrigation divided into two types, that is perennial canal and inundation canals. Now what is canal? That you need to know first. Remember, canals means will connect the agricultural land with some river. So river water will take it and will bring it to the agricultural field. That process is called canal irrigation. Now canal irrigation, as I said, there are two types of canal irrigation. One that is the inundation canals, another one that is perennial canal. Now what are the difference? Inundation canals, those are the traditional methods of canal irrigation. On the other hand, perennial canals is the modern methods of irrigation. Now inundation canals, what will happen? It will not supply water throughout the year to the agricultural field. It will supply water only during the rainy season. It means during the rainy seasons when the water level of river it will increase, that extra amount of water from the river it will come through the canals and it will supply to the agricultural field. The canal irrigation after independent is increasing the covering area. Why? Because due to the many more multi-purpose river project, we are able to supply water to the such areas where natural water, it means rainwater, is not available so much. So that's why it's getting popularity after taking different multi-purpose river project. Like in Punjab, Bakranangal River project, Damodar Valley project, that is in West Bengal, and in Nagarjun Sagar project, that is in Karnataka. So in that way, those states are getting benefit with the multi-purpose river project. From different river, the different canals has been taken to the agricultural field, and in that way, it is fulfilling the demand of irrigation. Next one, as I said before, the types of canals, that is perennial canals and inundation canals. Now perennial canals, it's very simple methods. Now remember one thing, the canal depth, it will be just according to the river water level. River water level, the canal depth, it will be there. When during the rainy seasons, the river water level, it will increase, that water, it will come through the canals. So there we don't need to build any dam or any such construction. That is the inundation canals. On the other hand, permanent canals, here with the water, it will be supplied throughout the year. So that's why the depth of the canals, it will be below the river water level. So that's why the river water level, it will be in high altitude, so the water, it will come to the canals throughout the year. Now here we need to construct dams or barriers, and there will be gate. Through that we will be able to control the flow of water. So in that way we can control the water flow, and when the water, it will be required for agricultural purpose, we can give it to the agricultural field as per our needs. Now I'll give you one task. Just see in the next slides, these are the very important slides that you have to fill according to your knowledge. And remember, maximum question from the different methods of irrigation, it will be given from this table only. That you need to make it by your own. It will be like a revision for you also, and you can get good marks in your exam. So remember, here divided types of irrigation, required condition. For well irrigation, what are the required condition? The water level should be within the 15-meter range, and the soft soil, right? So you can dig the well easily. For tube well irrigation, what? The cheap electricity supply, right? And the water level should be there within the 50-meter range, right? For tank irrigation, the solid firm base, right? And the canal irrigation, that is required even landforms and the presence of river, right? Advantage of well, tube well, tanks and canals, disadvantage for each, and the area of practice and state-wise practice. Remember, it looks same, right? These two columns look same, but remember one thing, ICSE is very particular about your question and answer. So if the question, it will be asked which area tank irrigation is popular, so there you have to write the Deccan Plateau area or Peninsular India, right? If the question, it will be there state-wise, then you need to write the state's name. Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, those are the states' name you need to write. You cannot write, if the question, it will be asked state's name, you cannot write Deccan Plateau. So for that you need to be very particular, right? So that's it. If you will remember up to this much, no, you can answer maximum question from this part, that is water resource. Now one more part is left from this chapter, that I will come in my next video, that is the modern methods of irrigation. We already discussed the modern methods of irrigation, but those modern methods of irrigation, it will be very advanced modern methods of irrigation. For that you need to stay tuned and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to like and share with your friends. Thank you very much.